freedom, freedom over fame, freedom over cycle stays the same.
Welcome. First of all, welcome. This is Unsolicited Perspectives, and I am your host, Bruce Anthony. Thank you for listening and watching wherever you get your podcasts and video podcasts. Subscribe, share, like, comment, and rate us. You can find us on Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch at unsolicited_perspectives. You can find us on Twitter and TikTok at unsolicited_PER. Watch us live now. Watch us live every Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern on Twitch and YouTube. Our audience continues to grow with each and every episode, and I humbly thank you.
On today's episode, it's a Sibling Happy Hour. I'm here with my sis, Aundrea. We're going to be talking about controversies with Cardi B and Lizzo. Of course, we'll be talking about Trump's newest indictment. And then we'll be talking about Nicholas Rossi, who I guess is not a funny story, but it is. But first things first. Hey there, podcast listeners. It's Bruce Anthony here, and welcome to another episode of Unsolicited Perspectives. Today, I want to talk to you about something that's been on my mind lately, the importance of staying hydrated and taking care of ourselves. Whether it's prioritizing our health and wellness, or gearing up for festival seasons, or just gearing up for whatever season or time of year, there's one brand that's been my go-to for all things hydration, Liquid IV. Speaking of health and wellness, let's dive into how Liquid IV can fuel your well-being. Imagine starting your day off right, feeling refreshed and energized. Liquid IV Hydration Multiplier is the missing piece in your daily routine. With just one stick, you get 5 essential vitamins and 2 times faster hydration than water alone. It's perfect for those early mornings, pre-workout boosts, moments when you're just feeling run down, or even after a late night or long flights. I absolutely love how convenient Liquid IV is. The packaging makes it easy to bring with me wherever I go. And let me tell you, it's become a vital daily part of my routine. The flavors, let me tell you something, they're incredible. From refreshing sea berry and strawberry lemonade to classics like lemon lime and watermelon, there's a flavor for every preference. It's like a burst of hydration with a hint of deliciousness. Picture this. 1 stick of Liquid IV mixed in 16 ounces of water, hydrating you 2 times faster and more efficient than water alone. And with 12 mouth-watering and flavors, you'll never get bored with your hydration routine. Plus, Liquid IV is packed with 5 essential vitamins: B3, B5, B6, B12, and of course, vitamin C. It's also made with premium ingredients, non-GMO, free of gluten, dairy, and soy. This is hydration at its finest. But it doesn't stop there. Liquid IV believes that access to clean and abundant water is the foundation of a healthier world. That's why they partner with leading organizations, finding innovative solutions to help communities protect both their water and their futures. It's incredible to know that Liquid IV has already donated over 39 million servings in 50 plus countries around the world. They truly walk the talk. Get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code UNSOLICITED at checkout. That's 20% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code UNSOLICITED at liquidiv.com. Remember, folks, taking care of ourselves should always be a priority. So why wait? Head over to liquidiv.com, pick your favorite flavors, and experience hydration like never before. Stay refreshed, stay hydrated, and keep rocking those unsolicited perspectives. What up, sis?
What up, brother?
I can't call it. I'm chilling. Guess what's live today?
What is live today?
The store. The store is up and running.
The store is live?
The store is live.
I got to get my merch.
Everybody, you can go to unsolicitedperspectives.com. You can hit the store button at the top of the navigation page, or at the top of the page on the navigation menu. Mm-hmm. And there are 3 shirts available. There's just one with the plain old logo. Then there's 2 with 2 different logos with welcome. First of all, welcome on the back. It's only 3 shirts, but we'll grow the store out, but it's available. And it's reasonably priced. The highest shirt is $29.99.
I got to go get my merch.
$29.99, and it got all different colors, shapes, and sizes. It go from small all the way to triple XL. So, and it got red, blue, green, glacier, whatever that is, all different types
I
of
don't know.
colors. Gold.
I don't know what it is, but I want it.
So that's what we're doing today. So it's finally launched. Finally launched. Other
Well,
than
you
that,
know what? You said before, you said by the end of the month, and you were right. You said what you said. People, if y'all don't know, when my brother says something, like it's going to happen. Like if through hell or high water, he is going to make it happen.
you know what somebody said to me? I was dating this girl. And you know, she said to me one time, she was like, "You always do what you say you're going to do." I was like, "What you mean?" She's like, "We make plans, you keep plans." I was like, "Well, hold up. That I'm notorious for bailing out on plans, but never really the last minute. I'm just
Yeah.
non-committal. But when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, you do what you say.
I do what I say."
I am the opposite. I say a lot. I talk a lot. I say a lot. I make a lot of promises. I don't plan to keep them promises. But here's the thing. Most people in my life know.
Mm-hmm.
Jonna said she coming out. And she was saying, I'm coming outside. She ain't coming outside.
But you know what, though? I don't remember who I was talking to a person about. I've trained people to realize when they ask me to do things that I'm going to be non-committal, because really, truthfully, I can say that I want to do something, and in that moment it sounds good, but push come to shove, the day of, I might not feel like it. So I'm just non-committal.
But I think it's smart to be non-committal, because when people do get that confirmation from you, then they know you're going to be there.
Yes and no. But it's like I've trained people to be like, "Hey, I know that you busy," and like it's walking on eggshells, and that's not right. If I care about you, you my friend, you my family, then you shouldn't have to feel like that you got to come at me a certain way to ask me to do something that's basically like, "Hey, do you want to hang out? I would like to see you and spend time with you." And that's like, you know what? That's almost it's almost a toxic relationship on my end.
It's not almost. It definitely is. And I'm going to tell you, I just remember being in high school trying to ask you for a ride to school. And it was just like, boy, pulling
Hold on.
teeth.
This is when I was in college.
Yes.
Oh, because I had to be in college when you were in high school.
Yes. And I would ask for a ride to school, and boy.
Well, your school wasn't close. Right? It was on the other side of town.
It wasn't far.
It was on the other side of town.
It wasn't far.
And why did you need to get a ride from me anyway?
Because I missed the bus.
But there was no bus that you could take.
That was later in high school. I stopped asking you for rides by then.
It did not stop our brother.
No.
And he'd be like, "Hey, I missed the bus." I was like, "You miss the bus every day. Walk to school."
Well, by then he would ask me for rides, even though I didn't have a driver's license, but I was still driving anyway.
Yo, you was out there in them streets driving all over the place without a driver's license.
Riding dirty.
Right. And not even listening to UGK. Ladies and gentlemen, if y'all don't understand what UGK is, then I can't really rock with you.
I thought you was talking about 8-Ball and MJG, so I just
no, that's
you already
8-Ball
lost
and MJ.
me.
No,
yeah,
the Underground Kings UGK is Pimp C and Bum B.
Oh, okay, got you. Well, rest in peace.
Oh, rest in peace, Bum. All right. Well, we still dilly-daddling, but let's get to some funny dilly-daddling. Well, I guess the other stuff we did was funny too. You threw me under the bus several times during this first session of the dilly-daddling. So let's throw somebody else under the bus.
Okay.
Cardi B. Hold on. First, let me say first and foremost, I don't want no beef.
No.
Please don't come after me, Cardi B.
First of all, let me just say, I've been a fan of Cardi B since back when she was dancing. And before Love and Hip Hop, I was already following her on Instagram. Back when she was a dancer. And she's been hilarious and literally a part of my life for a long time. I'm a huge Cardi B fan. And honestly, even with this whole situation that she's in right now, I'm still on her side. Like I feel like She not in the wrong.
I feel like you don't have the whole story. But so for the people out there, Cardi B was performing in Las Vegas when an audience member threw a drink at her.
Mm-hmm.
In the reaction to getting the drink thrown at her, Cardi B said, "The hell with this," and threw a whole microphone at the person that threw the drink on her.
When I tell you she chucked that microphone with all her might.
With all of her might.
And I gotta be honest, if I'm up there, I'm here, performing for y'all, and somebody throws a drink at me, I think my gut reaction would also be to throw whatever's in my hand.
So I was talking to somebody earlier, and they didn't have the full story. So let me finish running through the whole story.
Okay, give me the full.
The woman that got hit by the microphone by Cardi B reported experiencing pain, and of course filed battery charges because she gonna get broke off.
Yeah, that goes without saying.
The Las Vegas Police Department opened a battery investigation after the incident. Cardi B said that she felt assaulted by the drink and that what happened was blatantly disrespectful. Here's a funny thing. The microphone that Cardi B threw at the fan is up for sale on eBay for $100,000 with the proceeds going to charity.
Okay.
The microphone was rented by a guy named Scott Fisher who rented the microphone to the venue. Here's the plot twist. On the same day, Cardi B also threw a microphone at her DJ during a performance in Las Vegas due to him cutting short her songs. And according to several sources, it's true that Cardi B asked fans to throw water on her before the incident where she threw the microphone at the fan. She was asking fans to throw water on her to cool her down because it was outside performance and Vegas is hot as hell. But Cardi B clarified that she didn't want water on her face. And when somebody in the crowd threw a drink on her, she got angry, and that's when she tossed the mic, saying that she was hurt because the ice hit her in her face and everything like that. So,
well, both of them lying because neither one of them's hurt. Like, let's just be honest. First of all, neither one of you are hurt.
That microphone, first of all, that microphone looked heavy, and Cardi threw it hard.
You not hurt, but go ahead and get your little coins, get your little check off that. You go ahead and file your civil suit.
Too.
And hell yeah, I filed my civil suit and settle out of court on that one. You're absolutely right.
And all it would take was a little bit of money, a signed CD, and a picture with Cardi B. And be like, girl, I've been following you since Instagram. Well, why are you suing me? You got the money. It's insured. You crazy.
Listen, you threw a microphone at me, okay? And I wasn't even the person that threw the drink.
She was the person that threw the drink.
No, she said she wasn't the person who threw the drink, but someone else was the person who threw the drink. But
I seen the video.
She got hit. I don't know. I'm still like, hey, I probably would have thrown that drink. Is that true? Did Cardi say she told them to throw drinks at her?
There's video of it. And I've seen it. I've seen the video of it. And she said that she admitted to that, but she was like, I didn't say throw it in my face, and I didn't want to get hit with no ice. I was like, hey, look, you need to be real particular because people throwing water from the ground up to the stage. What a dumb
thing to ask them to do. What a dumb thing to ask them to do. What did you think was going to happen?
Once again, Cardi, I don't want no beef.
No, I would even tell Cardi that. What a dumb thing to ask them to do. Why would you trust the audience to throw their drinks at you to cool you down? I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have done that. Yeah.
But now that you got the whole story,
I still would have thrown that mic.
I would have thrown, I don't know if I would have thrown the mic. I would have done something.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of people. Fans starting to act a little crazy with these concerts. It doesn't matter if you're a stand-up comedian. I've watched a lot of reports where musicians have been hit by different stuff on stage.
They've been throwing stuff at Drake.
Did they throw stuff at Drake? I know they threw a lot of beer at Pusha T.
Really?
And then he tried to say Drake paid them to come do that. I'm like, bruh, you in a venue that could probably hold about 500 people. Drake ain't paying nobody to go to your show. Drake won. He's performing in stadiums. You performing in the back of a club.
Even though I still love clips. I'm from Virginia. So.
I mean, I do, but it get to a certain point where you ain't a drug pusher and you haven't been a drug pusher for over 20 years now.
Right.
Like Jay-Z ain't out here, and his is documented. He ain't out here still talking about I'm dealing drugs. That's all Pusha T rap about.
No, because Jay-Z is a businessman, so he
Yeah.
don't talk about that no more. But yeah, Cardi, I don't know. I wouldn't have trusted, as crazy as people are, I wouldn't have trusted them with throwing stuff at me. I would not have asked a crowd of people to throw stuff at me. It doesn't matter what it is. I wouldn't have
But she
asked them to do
obviously
it.
got a problem with throwing mics at folks because she threw 2 mics the same day. I'm your DJ. I'm your DJ. You employ me. Why this the set that we perform?
I employ you. So why are you cutting my songs off?
Obviously, it was something that was going on.
I'm throwing this mic. It's like Naomi Campbell used to throw cell phones. It's the same thing. It's
Naomi Campbell used to throw cell phones. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you don't remember that? Like she threw a cell phone at her assistant or something like that. And
why are women always grabbing something and throwing it?
Because you have so much rage built up that it has to be released in an explosion of force, and that involves picking up a shoe, a stapler, whatever, a water bottle, whatever you have handy, and chucking it directly at the source of your frustration. And I feel that. And I have also thrown things at people.
All right, detour. And this is going to get me in trouble, but forget it. It's Unsolicited Perspectives, and I'm going to give my unsolicited perspective. Right. It's my show. I'm going to do what I'm going to say what I want to say, but this is definitely going to get me in trouble.
Okay.
So speaking of women not being able to control their emotions, I got a couple of friends.
Oh boy. Okay.
I got a couple of friends, and I've been doing a lot of segments on dating, and I'm thinking of doing at least a monthly segment where I get friends of mine that are female to come on the show to talk to me, because they all ask me my advice on things. Don't ever follow it, but all ask me my advice on things. Right. So I got 2 friends who are in, and yes, I'm throwing you under the bus, but I'm not saying your name, but you know who you are. I got 2 friends that we're seeing these guys, and it was a non-committal fun thing. It was purely sexual. It was established on both ends, right? The men that they were dealing with, it was like, yeah, okay, cool. I'm cool with that. Them, yeah, okay, I'm cool with that. Both of them got in their head. Well, he's not showing me much attention. He's been less communicative. I can't ever say that word. Communicative.
There you go.
And he hasn't been very communicative. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, he's not texting as much as he was. I was like, because he got it. And like, yeah. And y'all have already established that y'all are not trying to holler at each other, that is what it is. So really, the only time
he put in any more effort.
Right. All y'all need to do is talk about when that's going to happen, and that's it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
that's common sense.
Right. But shouldn't he want to see me? He does when he wants to do that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, ain't no real reason. So they both are stuck up in their head like, I don't know. I just think maybe this isn't going to work out. And I'm like, no, it's not going to work out.
There's nothing to work out. You're not in a relationship.
You're not in a relationship. That's what I told both of them.
And they were like, to work out.
And they were like, well, I'm going to text him. Like, if you're not interested in me, then don't hit me up. I was like, well, what makes you think?
He's not interested.
But hold on.
In a relationship.
Right. So I asked him, I was like, what makes you think he's not interested? Because he's not hitting me up as much. I was like, is he hitting you up? Yeah. That's your interest, because you've already established. And they get wrapped up in their heads, and one ended it early. She was just like, hey, I'm just going to step away because it doesn't seem like you were interested. And then she texted me, and you were like, did I do the right thing? And I was like, look, you did it early, but if it's stressing you out right now, then yes, you did the right thing, because obviously you couldn't uphold what you said, what it was going to be in the beginning of the situation.
You just lost somebody out the data bank, and that was dumb.
And the other friend was talking to me this morning about it, and I was just like, look, I'm gonna tell you, just like I told the other person, either you keep it chill or you back off, because you adding more stress. And I'm gonna guarantee you stressing him out in a situation that ain't a relationship, he's gonna be like, why am I stressing? I'm just not gonna deal with this anymore. And then you're gonna be all hurt talking about, I feel rejected. And really, no, you shouldn't feel rejected, because he was accepting you in the situation that was presented, but you wanted to do a switch up.
You can't hit him. You can't hit him with the switcheroo.
No, you can't.
And think
And that's what I'm saying.
think it's gonna go right. It's not. You just setting yourself up for heartache. The thing is, if you can't keep it casual, if you don't have a history of being able to keep it casual, like literally a documented history that I am capable of being casual. If you don't have that, if every time you've tried to keep it casual, it always becomes muddled like this, stop trying to keep it casual.
Because you can't keep it casual.
And if it's just because it's a guy you want and he's saying he wants to keep it casual, so you agree to it because you want him, that is also a stupid thing to do, because you are, again, setting yourself up to be disappointed.
I'm generalizing, but women always think they can change a situation.
Oh, men think they can change a situation too. I don't know how many times I have said I am not interested in marriage. I think everybody is clear. I've been very clear about this since I was a child, that I don't think marriage runs in our family. And I
think we are cursed. I think the family is absolutely cursed.
And I'm not interested. And do you know how many times I've been proposed to? I was like, so you don't listen. Y'all don't listen? That's why I'm single now. Because
people don't be listening out there.
They don't
people
listen.
They don't listen.
They think, well, she just ain't met me yet. No. It's a personal choice. It doesn't have anything to do with the other person. It's a personal choice.
Right.
Yeah.
But that just goes back to my original point. Women can't control their emotions.
I'm the one that can't control my emotions.
Generally speaking, you and my bestie.
Have you ever watched yourself play 2K?
Why that don't have nothing to do, but
tell me that men can't. Tell me a man can't control his emotions.
The game be cheating.
No, you ever watched a guy play 2K? That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know about whether or not people can control their emotions.
Look, I was talking about women. You ain't gonna try and turn the flipping script back on me.
I'm not gonna sit here and just let you belittle women.
Well, since we on the subject of belittling women, Lizzo.
let's talk about this, because it sounds absurd.
It sounds
from
absurd.
What we know of her public persona.
But that's all we know.
That's true.
That's all we know is a public persona. So for everybody out there, Lizzo is facing a lawsuit from 3 of her former dancers who accuse her of creating a hostile work environment and harassment while working for her. The dancers allege that Lizzo subjected them to sexual harassment, such as pressuring one of them to touch a nude performer at a club in Amsterdam and simulating oral sex on stage. The dancers also allege that Lizzo engaged in weight shaming, such as criticizing one of them for gaining weight and firing her for recording a meeting. The dancers further allege that Lizzo's dance captain, Shirlene Quigley, harassed them with Christian beliefs and attacked them for having premarital sex. All the while, they simulating sex acts on stage with new performers. But okay, the dancers further allege, the lawsuit claims that Lizzo and her production company, Big Girl, Big Touring Incorporated, violated several laws.
That's not how it's pronounced. It's Big Girl. Big Touring.
Yeah, we're going to do that. Okay, you do that. What's Lizzo and her production company?
Big Girl, Big Touring Inc.
violated several laws, including sexual harassment, false imprisonment, and interfering with prospective economic advantage. Lizzo, of course, denied it, saying that she's hurt, that these accusations are unbelievable and outrageous. And that she never intended to make anyone feel uncomfortable or undervalued.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you probably what happened.
Okay, break it down for me.
You know, you're on tour. They were on tour. I think they worked together for like 2 years. You're on tour. You're in close quarters. Do the conversations veer towards salaciousness? Probably.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
They were probably involved in conversations like that. do they pray before performances and, yes, that's like every tour that, yes, if you Black, you gonna pray because for some reason you need the Lord's help.
Well, MC Hammer taught
before
us you got to pray.
Yeah.
Pray. Oh, yeah, we pray. Pray.
Right.
You got to pray just to make it today.
The fact that you finished it.
I had to.
The fact that you finished it is what I find the most annoying about that.
Oh.
Anyway, Lizzo, she did write a statement. I saw it on Instagram. And she was like, usually I choose not to respond to false allegations, but these are as unbelievable as they sound and too outrageous to not be addressed. I definitely think I probably agree with her that they sensationalized what was probably normal tour behavior. And they were pissed they got fired. Well, 2 got fired. One of them quit. But she probably quit because her friend got fired. And so they decided to sue, and they were like, well, we're going to take all the madness that happens on tours and we're going to blow it completely out of proportion and see if we can get some coins.
Now, do you think at all that you could be biased because you're a fan of Lizzo and you don't want these
Yes,
100%.
100%.
Because you just made a whole lot of excuses for Lizzo.
Mm-hmm.
and did not be like, well, maybe. Because I mean, in all of those contexts, if you're not comfortable, and here's the thing about the sex act or touching the stripper, like the woman said, she kept saying, no, I don't want to do it. No, I don't want to do it. No, I don't want to do it. And that they kept pressing her. Now, it could have been a press where it was just like, girl, we just having fun. It's okay.
Yeah.
Or it could have been a press like, girl, you better go do this.
But what?
It could have been either one.
It could have been.
Lizzo could have been drunk.
I don't know.
And could be aggressive when she's drunk. I mean, she named her company Big Girl. And I don't know of one woman that says big girl that can't fight.
But yeah, Lizzo looked like she can fight.
So and if you can fight, and you got a little hot temper, you have a couple of drinks, you might become a bully. Who knows? I don't know.
Who knows? So we'll see. I mean, you got to have receipts.
Well, I mean, they got receipts. World. So it's documented that whether it's documented that they did go to the strip club in Amsterdam.
That don't mean you got to have witnesses, independent witnesses. You got to have receipts.
Hold on. It's already documented that they went to the strip club in Amsterdam.
Yeah, nobody's disputing that. She's not disputing that they worked on tour with her or that ain't
nobody disputing the fact that
her shows are sexually explicit and all these things, and nobody's
disputing the fact that her assistant isn't really into the Lord. And I love the Lord too. He heard my cry. But I'm not gonna sing that song because that most of the people out there wouldn't even get it. But so yeah, I mean, could it be like people just seeing things from different perspectives and not understanding the other person's perspective? That could be the case. Could also be the point where Lizzo is a star and feels untouchable, and it's just like, why wouldn't you do this? You know what opportunity I'm giving you?
I just feel like
opportunity I'm giving us.
I just feel like I don't know why celebrities think that because they're the most touchable. Y'all keep like all we have to do is just go and file a report saying you did this and that. Like you're the most touchable. And then you've lost your endorsements and your movie deals and stuff before even the truth comes out because studios don't want to touch it and stuff like. I mean, it's like,
would Lizzo get canceled? I don't think Lizzo would get canceled. She had an appearance in The Mandalorian.
Where's Ellen DeGeneres right now?
Well, you got a point.
So you never know.
You got a point.
You just never damn know. That's why
I thought Ellen was one of the nicest people in the world. I mean, I don't know her, but that's just what she portrays on TV. But I would have thought that it'd be like you hear something like Kevin Hart doing something like this.
Mm-hmm.
And you would say, well, no, we've seen Kevin Hart's at the same team for like 15 years. It doesn't seem like anybody would go left on him, but
right.
Things change.
Right.
And these people were new girls, and it was part of some competition. I think they wanted to become dancers, if I remember correctly. So, whatever, I guess.
I feel like the body shaming thing is probably a little that her criticizing them about their weight. I feel like that's a little far-fetched.
I mean, could be, could not be.
It feels just so off-brand.
We know people that, all right, let me give you an example. We know people who talk pro-black, but really don't like black people.
Yeah. Yes.
So she could be talking that big girl, but really don't like big girls. She could be. That's a possibility.
I feel like that's crazy because you are one.
Right. But we know black people who don't like black people.
That's true.
I'm sure we know gay people that don't like.
All skin folk and kinfolk.
Right. I know for a fact because I have Jewish friends that you're like, look, I don't like Jewish people. I'm like, what? Well, you can't say that. He's like, I can actually say that. And I was like, touche. You can.
You can. Yeah.
I can't. You can. I wouldn't. But you can.
What a week.
Oh, and we're not even done. That was just the first segment of dilly-dallying and shenanigans. Up next, we got indictments. Jay, indictments.
Meddling in the election. That's a song I was singing on during the break. I just wanted to share that with everybody.
Go ahead, hit him with it one more time.
You meddling in the election. Why you meddling, boy?
What was that part?
You gotta add. Gotta make it
all right, well, Trump's been indicted again. I don't know. What's this, like the 4th or 5th time he's been indicted in the last year?
Third.
Well, it feels like he's going to jail or going to the courthouse a lot.
Yes.
A lot.
Yeah.
Anyway, Trump got indicted again on the 1st of this month. We're in August of 2023. Mm-hmm. Trump was indicted by a federal grand jury in Washington, D.C. as part of the 2020 election probe led by special counsel Jack Smith. Jack Smith, by the way, look, I don't want him on my bad side because he gonna get you.
Yeah.
He gonna get you.
Yeah.
The charges include conspiracy to defraud the United States, conspiracy against rights, and 2 counts of obstruction of an official proceeding. Mm-hmm. The indictment alleges that Trump and his associates spread false claims about the election. That part is true.
Yes.
Pressured state officials to change the results. That part also true.
Yes.
Incited the January 6th Capitol attack. Yeah, he did that.
Yeah.
And tried to stop Congress from certifying Joe Biden's victory. Well, yeah, I mean, damn. It sounds like this indictment got him.
Don't really sound like I haven't heard a lie yet.
Trump pleaded not guilty to all charges on August 3rd, which is today, because, we film the episodes on Thursday, post on Friday. At his arraignment in Washington, D.C., he is the first former president to be criminally charged for actions while in office. Trump also faces 2 other indictments in North Carolina and Florida related to the hush money scheme and mishandling classified documents. The classified documents case, that's also Jack Smith. He's pleaded not guilty to those charges as well. He's pleaded not guilty to everything, but his ass is guilty. I had a friend of mine who's a lawyer, works for the State Department, said to me, so you think Trump's going to go to jail? Might I also say she's a female and she's white. What's the relevance? I'll get to it in a minute.
Okay.
She said, do you think Trump's going to jail? I said, no, he's not going to jail.
No.
She was like, you don't think so? This is a lot of, I was like, you're a lawyer. And that's Jack Smith has built an incredible case. But he ain't going to jail. No. You don't think so? I said, he's a rich white man.
Yeah.
In this country.
In America.
In America. I was like, the only time rich white men go to jail for something is when they take money away from other rich white men. Yeah. Other than that, it has to be an extreme situation for you to go to jail. Now, this is an extreme.
A la Bernie Madoff.
But this is a prime example. That's what I was telling her yesterday. I was like, Bernie Madoff is the only example. Like, if you do a Ponzi scheme, you done took money from white folks.
Right.
You're going to jail for that.
You going to jail.
Like most of the time, you're a rich white man in this country. You're not. And I said those exact words to her. She was like, I don't know. This is a lot of evidence. And it made me think about the two Americas.
Oh, bless her heart.
It made me think about the two Americas. How, and when we talk about white privilege, this is the prime example. You think that just because somebody did something wrong, that they're going to pay the crime and do the time.
Yeah.
We as Black people realize that as long as you got some money and you got long dollars, you can pretty much get out of almost anything. Hell, and it's not just white folks. It's also Black folks that turn into white folks like O.J. Simpson. Because how the hell he beat that murder charge when everybody know he did that? Money. And Johnny Cochran.
I mean, you just look at the prison industrial complex itself. It's built for poor people. It's built to contain poor people. That's why we all have such a problem with the cash bail system that we have. If you got the money, you can get out of jail. But if you don't have the money, you're going to jail and you're going to stay there.
You're going to jail.
So,
and
but
notice
money
what
can
I
get
said.
You out.
Right. And notice what I said when I gave the adjectives about Trump. I said, first word I said was rich. Rich white man. No, he's going to beat these charges.
Yeah.
He's going to beat the charge. He's not going to jail.
It's not like these aren't some heavy charges, because the obstruction charge carries a penalty of up to 20 years in prison. So it's not like these aren't like serious charges. But is he going to go to prison?
No. And let's break down.
Marjorie Taylor Greene did say that she would vote for him even if he was in prison. So I'm like, well, girl, then you're kind of admitting.
I mean, I don't understand. If you want to say that it feels like he's constantly being attacked, we can have a discussion about that. There can absolutely be a discussion about if feeling like he's being bombarded with constant attacks from one side. I will say the attacks are justified because he keeps doing shit. But okay. Yeah. But if you just break down the charges, he absolutely lied about the 2020 election when all people that were credible around him were telling them there's no evidence of wide voter fraud.
Right.
Everything you're claiming is not true.
There's no evidence of widespread voter fraud. There's no evidence of narrow spread voter fraud.
It's like 3 or 4 cases out there. It's like 3 or 4 cases. Yeah. But you know what the funny thing is? The majority of them were people who voted for Trump.
Yes.
Okay, that's the funny thing. He absolutely called the Georgia State Secretary and on tape said, hey, let's see if we can find 11,008 votes. That's just one more than Biden because we won this. And they're saying, who happen to be Republicans, no, you did not win this. We've done a recount. All the votes have been accounted for, but he was still trying to manipulate. Let's not even talk about the fake electors that he tried to put out there, the steal states that he said he won, which he didn't because all these states did recounts. There was no mass situation of dead voters. None of this stuff happened. Like everything that he's being accused of, he did. And he did incite January 6th. Yes. I will say, he ain't say, go storm the Capitol. He didn't say go
there. He sent him there.
He said go there. He did not say go storm the Capitol and break all that stuff. But
he also said he'd be with them, but he went home.
y'all people that follow Trump, y'all be falling for the okie doke. He damn sure said, I'm gonna be right there with you. He was in the Oval Office eating a cheeseburger and fries and just kicking back watching. He went home. He went home.
But he went home because he knew what y'all were about to do. He looked out in the crowd. He saw people who brought riot gear, who were dressed like paramilitary folks. He knew what they were going to do, so he took his ass home.
I'll be honest. I was surprised that actually happened, that it went that far. I thought that they would be loud, boisterous. It
It just took one person, and then
that's how riots start.
That's how crowd mentality works. Like,
and I didn't know it was going to be such little security there, because I'm gonna tell you right now, in the streets of DC during the Black Lives Matter protests, because I was out there, everybody was out, all the police, all the National Guard, and contrary to what everybody was saying, because I had friends that were there, because I was out there early in the day and I had to come back home and go to work, so I didn't get flashbanged and all that stuff. But I had friends that were out there, and they were just like, we had literally no warning to leave, and they just came at us.
Mm-hmm.
And we were chanting and screaming and being loud and vocal, but we weren't destroying anything. There was no property being damaged or nothing like that. No. I was like, everything you saw in the news was them attacking us. And I was like, oh, I believe it. But we know how they portray it's Antifa and Black Lives Matter. These are terrorist organizations by Marjorie Taylor Greene's and the Trump standards. Not those what's the Proud Boys and Patriot, the Proud Boys and the Patriot. Well, they're private. They're private. Yeah. Obviously something is wrong with their privates for them to be so angry.
Clearly. It's them, it's the Oath Keepers. Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess Ku Klux Klan doesn't have this, it doesn't play as well.
The KKK
anymore,
no.
So they rename themselves.
Which, hey, look, you got to rebrand yourself.
You got to do some rebranding every once in a while.
How else you're going to attract new people?
The only thing is, according to Associated Press, unlike Florida, Trump is going to have to face a challenging jury pool in the overwhelmingly Democratic Washington, D.C. That is the only thing that is a little bit different about this indictment than the other two. I mean, yeah, he's still got the New York case. New York, I never know really what kind of jury pool he's going to get. Florida, that with the classified documents of Mar-a-Lago, that's going to disappear. Like that's going to disappear.
But I think that's the worst. I think that's the worst of all these charges. I think that's that's the worst.
But it's in the worst state that it could possibly be in.
Don't get me started on Florida. Today, earlier, I saw that the state of Florida on the news. I saw the state of Florida is getting rid of AP psychology.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah. Listen, if you want a terrible education, move to Florida.
Also, the Moms of Liberty are fighting to get mental health care out of the schools in Florida.
Yeah. They just want a bunch of suicidal kids or mass shooters. They're raising the newest generation of mass shooters. That's what they're doing.
All right, but back to Trump. So yes, all this stuff he did, like he absolutely tried to stop Congress from certifying Joe Biden. I mean, that he doesn't even deny that. He told Mike Pence, you can do this. And Mike Pence is like, nah, homie, I really can't.
Yeah.
And he said, well, you're too honest. Like, yeah, I mean, I don't care about gay people or the LGBTQ plus community or about black people or minorities or anything like that.
And I weirdly call my wife mother.
Right. I mean, all right, time out. That is something like back in the day on TV. That is something that you would hear.
Weird. It was weird then. It's weird now.
Mike got a lot of things weird with him, but he was right in this instance.
I feel like he wears underwear that come all the way up to his chest. And they're like long shorts. Does that make sense?
He wearing the 1930s swim trunks. Remember they had them long swimsuit that was basically it was a jump.
Like it was a romper. Jumper, one suit, a romper. Yes, yeah.
It was a romper. Like, he's sleeping in a romper at night.
He sleeps in a romper. And
all right, mother, we're gonna go to sleep.
He also pees with the lights off.
Wait a minute. Why is he with the lights off?
He doesn't want to see anything lewd.
Himself?
Mike Pence pees with the lights off.
Does he sit down when he pee when the lights is off?
He sits down.
Held time out. After watching Curb Your Enthusiasm, this one episode where Larry decided to sit down late at night because we wake up in the middle of the night, men wake up in the middle of the night and got to go to the bathroom. We're groggy, sleepy. That's how pee gets everywhere. And he discovered if he just sits down in the toilet, pee doesn't go everywhere. He just get back up and go to bed. I highly recommend that. I don't do it, but I highly recommend it for myself and for other men in the middle of the night. Just go ahead and sit down and pee. It's all right.
Mm-hmm.
That's all right.
Please don't get pee all over the toilet and the floor.
Or what? I don't understand the floor. Okay, I do understand the floor. I do understand. I know what happens with the floor.
We all understand the floor.
Yeah, we all understand the floor. But even if you come to my house right now and you look at the rim of my toilet bowl, it is clean. You know why? Because anytime a little bit of pee splashes on there, I'll clean it up. Because I don't. The worst thing is to lift up that toilet seat and see dry pee stains all over. Like, I don't want to see that. But I'm also anal about having a clean bathroom. Anal about having a clean bathroom.
Yeah, just grow up.
All right, back to Trump because we detoured and we don't need to detour. I mean, he's not going to jail. I don't care what any of this stuff does. He's not going to jail. And
oddly, none of this is disqualifying him from continuing to run for president, which is just like, what's up? You would think that criminal charges would disqualify you from running the country.
Nope.
And it just doesn't.
Only Congress can with an impeachment, and they failed with that opportunity. He could literally
get a job at Chick-fil-A.
Definitely not Chick-fil-A. No, not Chick-fil-A. You can at Checkers, though.
Yeah, you definitely can at Checkers.
And
Let me tell you something. They encourage it because I don't know. The Checkers by me, it's rough. It's rough.
What's rough? Checkers or Waffle House?
Waffle House. You have to know how to fight at Waffle House. Okay, period. You have to know how to fight if you want to work at Waffle House. It's a requirement.
I don't know the last time I've been to a Waffle House, but I haven't seen no complications at the Waffle House when I've gone.
You gotta understand, people are coming from the club. It's 3 a.m. They're drunk. They just want some chocolate chip pancakes, some sort of waffle, bacon, egg, and cheese, something like that. Some shenanigans are gonna go down. Period. Yeah. And the staff is right there. I mean, they're cooking. There's no kitchen or nothing, place where they're going. They're right there.
Yeah.
They're all just standing right in front of you, and they be fighting.
But the funny thing about Trump, if he were to get arrested and go to jail, I was listening to a news organization earlier today, and the legal analysts were saying he could still be president while in jail. Mm-hmm. He could, like mafia bosses go to jail and they still run the family. They just have surrogates out there, out there on the street. So he'll put a street boss out there. I guess that'll be vice president. I don't know who he would pick for as vice president right now.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Probably Tim Scott. Tim Scott?
Yeah.
That sounds about right. Right.
Yeah.
You got any last, comments about Trump? Because we had to talk about it because it happened.
Right.
But I'm kind of tired of talking about him.
Yeah.
I want him to just go.
This isn't the last one. We still got the one down here in Georgia that's pending.
And not even the indictments. It's going to be shenanigans when these primaries really start taking off.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever he decides to get on the debate stage, all right, I am going to watch the Republican primary debates.
I'll watch the highlights. I don't know if I can sit there for the whole hour, 2 hours.
Because I know it's going to be. I don't support any of Trump and his political leanings or anything. I will always admit that dude is hilarious.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a show.
He's a comedic actor. That's why.
That's gonna be a show.
He's been successful in entertainment, but it's entertainment. It's not supposed to be running the country.
You're right. So you got any lasting shots?
That was it. That was the line. You should end
That
on.
Well, say it again now.
No, it's too late now. The moment's passed.
All right. Well, I'll do the transition. We go from one white man escaping the law to another white man escaping the law next. Sis, I saw something on the news the other day, and I couldn't help but just start laughing.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever read.
Well, so I couldn't help but start laughing. And much like the movie Pain and Gain, that's a comedy. Mm-hmm. When you read the backstory, the comedy turns into something that's really dark. Tragic. Yeah, it's dark. It's really dark. Anybody that doesn't know what I'm talking about, that loves that movie with The Rock and Marky Mark, read up on the real history and the real story about that.
Yeah.
You'll look differently at that movie and why it was made it to be a dark comedy. It wasn't even that dark. The movie wasn't even that dark, but there's too much comedy. But anyway, another white man trying to escape the law, Nicholas Rossi. My friend's maiden name is Rossini, so that's just. And I'm like, this is your relative? No, it's not. Anyway,
because it's Rossi.
Yeah, that's what I said.
You said Rossini.
Oh, I said Rossini. I meant to say Rossi.
Yeah.
Damn it. All right. Anyway, Nick Rossi is a U.S. fugitive wanted in Utah to face rape charges. He is accused of identity theft, fraud in other states. Rossi faked his own death in 2020, claiming to have terminal cancer, and then fled to Scotland, where he assumed a new identity as Arthur Knight, an Irish orphan. Now that's funny. He gonna name himself Arthur Knight. That sounds like something that you would name yourself if you was a movie character that had moved to Scotland, pretending to be an
It
Irish
sounds like a
orphan.
fake name.
Right. But he moved to Scotland pretending to be an Irish orphan named Arthur Knight. And a knight is spelled like a knight. K-N-I-G-H-T. He was recently arrested in Glasgow in December 2021. I think it was because of COVID thing. And Interpol, after Interpol put out a red notice, he's been fighting extradition to the U.S. ever since, insisting that his name is not Nick Rossi. This was what I saw in the news. He appeared in court in a wheelchair and wearing an oxygen mask, claiming that he had health issues. But the health issues were pretty much disproven by the prosecutors and medical examiners. And the Scottish court ruled that Nick can be extradited to the U.S., saying that his extradition would not violate his human rights. The final decision now rests with the Scottish ministers. I'm going to assume that that's like Supreme Court or something like that for Scotland. I don't really know what Scottish ministers are. Okay. His acting.
I think it's like their version of the DA.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's funny is, somehow he said he had terminal cancer, died. He died.
Yes.
Then he fled to Scotland, named himself Arthur Knight, an Irish orphan, right? Grew out a beard, put himself in a wheelchair and an oxygen mask.
Yeah.
And in the clips I saw on the news, he was like, I can't even breathe with this. I can't. And he lifted the oxygen mask up and he was like, I'm dying. So it was funny to me how he was acting.
Yes.
Then I read what he's actually wanted for.
He's a disgusting human being.
Disgusting. He is accused of raping a woman in Utah in 2008 when he was working as security guard at a hotel. He allegedly threatened the woman with a gun and forced her to have sex with him. He was also arrested in Ohio in 2009 for a rape charge, but he was released on bail and fled the state. He was convicted of sex-related charges in Ohio involving underage girls. He's also wanted by authorities in Rhode Island for failing to register as a sex offender. He was convicted of sexual assault in Rhode Island in 2007 when he was 19 years old. He's a serial sex offender.
Yes.
So that's not funny.
No.
But him faking his own death, moving to Scotland, naming himself Arthur Knight, and saying he was an Irish orphan. And wait a minute, but why does he have to be an Irish orphan? Why couldn't he be a Scottish orphan?
Because then you can't lie and say you're from the place you're hiding in, because people can easily verify the lie.
Okay,
because it's like, okay, what school did you go to? Where'd you grow up? Like, people will know. I can't live in Atlanta and then tell people, oh yeah, I'm born and raised here. Oh yeah, well, what elementary school you go to? What middle school? I never seen you there. We're the same age.
You can lie. You can lie. I know a lot of people who lie and say they're from certain areas.
It's smarter to lie and say you're from. I want to know what accent he used.
Well, obviously, he used an Irish accent because he was an Irish orphan.
That's ridiculous. So stupid.
He's gonna be extradited, and for y'all that haven't seen the clips, y'all should look at the clips because he is hilarious with his portrayal, and also he was basically identified through his tattoos. He had very distinguishable tattoos
and his fingerprints.
Well, that too.
Like, you have been arrested. You have been fingerprinted. Also, we have mugshot photos of you. We know who
he changed his appearance, because if he was 19 in 2019, then that means he's what? 33 now?
Mm-hmm. He looks the same. I'm looking at
the picture made him look like he's like 53, 55 years old. Looks like an older man.
The oxygen mask. I can see that it is the same. Look at him crying, and I'm watching a video right now. He's crying with an oxygen mask on. This stupid lady sitting by his side. Girl. Oh my Lord.
Oh, so
now
that
he's
stupid
getting
lady?
up. He's getting up. He pretends to fall down. This
right,
is the dumbest.
So that stupid lady is his wife, and they have a kid together.
Yeah. Well, guess what, lady?
That's quick work. That's quick work, because he moved here in 2020.
It's not a case of mistaken identity when your fingerprints match.
No.
It's just not.
That, and you know what convinces me even more than the fingerprints? How often do you have multiple tattoos like another person, and they're in the exact same spot, identical to the other person?
You just didn't work hard enough.
Like, he couldn't have got the tattoos removed.
Yeah.
He found a way to smuggle himself to Scotland, so he had a little bit of money.
Well, he stole identity. I think he stole like $200,000.
So he could have gone to Amsterdam, got some tattoo remover, maybe even did a facelift, stole another identity.
He could have covered the tattoos. He could have got new tattoos and covered over the old tattoo. He could have got cover-ups. Like, it's not like you didn't work that hard to do. You didn't work that hard.
You didn't. And I'm sorry. There's only a few crimes I think are punishable by death. I don't really believe in the death penalty, but in a few crimes, I feel like you're going to stay in jail for a long time, just like they do the death penalty now. But eventually we got to go ahead and put you down. Hurting children is the number one thing.
Yes.
You hurt children, you got to go down. But fact of the matter is, the jail pretty much takes care of that anyway. Most of the predators have to be separated anyway, child predators. And serial rapists,
my thing is, you're a danger to society. Why is bail or why is bond even available?
So who was it? It was Ohio. Yeah, Ohio. Ohio gave him the bail. This was after, this dude did a lot of moving around. He went from Rhode Island in 2007.
He was able to, and that's the problem.
Then he went to Utah. Then he ended up in Ohio. So in 2007, he was convicted of sexual assault in Rhode Island when he was 19. In 2008, he was convicted of sexual assault in Utah. In 2009, convicted again. How the hell you keep getting convicted
and still keep getting
away? So, yeah.
Because America doesn't care about women.
Or kids.
It doesn't.
Well, the only reason why he's not going to get her.
America cares about men and unborn children. That's what America cares about.
Rich men and unborn children.
Yeah.
But he ain't going to get away with it because he ain't got no money.
No.
He ain't rich. So he ain't got no money. So he going to go to jail. This was supposed to be.
We're spending the money to get him back. You going to jail.
And it's all on the news. No, you going to jail. When I first heard about this story, I thought it was real funny until I dug deeper, and it's not so funny. And I don't really know how to end this episode.
His theatrics turned it into something ridiculous. Yes. I saw the video. No.
Y'all go out there and watch the video.
He needs to go under the jail.
He will. He will. He's not getting away with this one. See, I don't believe that Trump is going to go to jail, but I do believe old Nick is going to jail.
He's going to jail
for a long time because the government really don't like when you make us look like a fool. We don't want to extradite. We like, hey, government, one of our fugitives is in your country and we need them back. We need your help to get them back. We're going to put you underneath the jail.
Yeah.
With a flag.
You just embarrassed us internationally.
Yeah. You got anything funny to end this episode off with? Because
you chose these stories. And now you got to deal with the consequences of that. You made this decision.
I did.
We should have ended on Cardi B and Lizzo.
Yeah, so I didn't build the structure of the show that well today. And we should have ended with Cardi B.
But we ended on serial rape. Great.
Okay, that's not funny, but the way you just said that made it funny. But it's not funny.
It's not funny.
It's not funny, but the way you just said that.
That's the show, ladies and gentlemen.
No, we can't end the episode on, and you wanted to end it with serial rape. We can't end the episode on that. We got to end the episode on something else.
This is where it landed.
All right, okay. This is interesting. I'm telling somebody about this, and then we'll get off of the episode.
Okay.
When we were living in Lynchburg, we lived right across the street from a grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
So I was telling a friend of mine earlier today, I was showing them the house that we had, that our parents bought their very first house in Lynchburg, Virginia for $80,000. Mm-hmm. Everybody in our neighborhood thought we were the richest people because we had pillars in front of our house, which, by the way, when I look at those pillars, they're a lot thinner than what I remember them to be.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. I was looking at the picture on Google, whatever.
Yeah.
So I was telling my friend about summers, how we'd be in the house, and Dad always had loose change always around the house, and how I would go over to the grocery store and get burritos unless Dad only had them Brown Brothers. And now, for ladies and gentlemen, y'all don't know what Brown Brothers are? They're pennies. For some strange reason, we labeled them Brown Brothers
and Silver Brothers,
and Brown Brothers and Silver Brothers.
Yes,
and the
that's
burritos
what we called change.
Was it 3 for $1?
It was something like that. Yes,
it was like 3 burritos for $1.
Terrible burritos, but
we thought they were the greatest. Yeah, we thought that. And if we had any extra money, we would get a tub of icing.
Mm-hmm. You would get a tub of icing.
No, this is the part I was telling them about. And I was like, yeah, I used to eat icing like ice cream. Like I would just scoop it out of the thing. Yeah. I love icing. He was like, that's disgusting. I was like, yeah, in retrospect, it was absolutely disgusting.
But we were children.
Well, I was a teenager.
That's a child.
At our age now. But like,
no,
I was almost driving.
It's always been a child.
But the funny thing is the time I told him the story about the time I sent you into the gas station to pay the gas station attendant
75 cents. I remember.
I think it was 76 cents.
It was
some Brown Brothers.
There was no Brown Brothers. There were no Brown Brothers.
I had run out of gas.
You had me put 75 cents on pump 7. And you sent me in there to do it.
Yeah, I did. I damn sure did, because that was embarrassing. I was not about to go in there myself. And I was like, hey, Jay, I'm going to need you to go in there and pay for this gas. You couldn't drive yourself home. So.
Yeah. That was a great story to tell. No.
I'm just trying to end on a high note, and you was not helping me at all. And you was just like, yeah, I know the story. I'm like, well, tell it then. You about to give me the cuss over there. I'm like, help me out here with the story. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of the episode because my sister ain't helping, and we got to film the after hours episode. And now I'm agitated. I need to go fix myself a drink. What you want to tell these people out here while I end the episode on this bull?
You need to have documented proof that you can keep it casual before you try to enter into a casual relationship. You need to have receipts, proof for yourself and in a court of law that you can keep it casual.
How to go have it in the court of law?
That you can keep it casual. Or else you are just setting yourself up for heartache. And you're doing it to yourself. Stop it. If you don't have them receipts, if you don't have that proof, if you don't have that evidence, hard facts, don't enter in a casual relationship. It's not for you.
And I was telling them along the way, I was like, you pressing real hard for something that's supposed to be casual. They didn't even listen to me. But on that note, as always, check out the store on unsolicitedperspectives.com.
Yes, I'm going to get my merch.
Available. Until next time, I'll holla. Thank you for listening to Unsolicited Perspectives with Bruce Anthony. Please subscribe, like, comment, share, and donate. Donations help us keep giving you this free content each and every week. Until next time, Audi 5000. Peace.